What's up YouTube? Welcome to the deadlift program. Here's my explanations for day 1. So day 1, I want to get some volume in, so I did 3 sets of 3. Personally, I feel like my technique falls off a cliff if I do more than 3 reps. Unless it's like 2 plates, so if I wanted to add more volume, I would just add more sets. It would have been 4 sets of 3, but I also want to test if this program works for speedrunning my deadlift progress. So that's why I added 1 single a week. Because the plan is that at week 4, I'm going to test my deadlift PR again. Otherwise I have to run this for like 8 weeks total, but I don't really want to waste my time if it doesn't work, so that's why I just added the single. Every week I'll remove 1 set of triples so that it's more like peaking for my PR on week 4, but the singles will move up in weight every single week. Pull-ups and rows are kept from my normal programming, as it's a good idea to train your lats. Okay, so day 2, it's honestly just for fun. I think enjoying your program is key to sticking to it. So I threw all like the cool fun pump exercises into one day. So rear delts maybe helps on the last 1% of deadlifts, and as shown by my bench, my triceps are fucking weak as hell. So that's why they gotta be there. Lat raises and biceps are just there for fun, and also because I don't want to lose my side delts and biceps. So you could argue that it's wasting weight, but I could also just go to 93 instead of staying in 83, so that's fine. Day 2, purely entertainment. Alright, day 3, squats are at 4 reps, as that is a good middle ground between heavy load and volume, because 5 is a bit light, but it's better for volume. But 3 is heavier, but a bit less volume. I know 3 and 5 is like roughly the same, so we can just throw 4. Hip thrusts are there because they helped me boost my deadlift way back in the day, as I started doing back extensions because I heard that they're a good exercise to improve deadlift, and I've never done them before, so I hope that I can get newbie gains and it will shoot my deadlift through the moon. But because this is also my first time programming this exercise, I'm taking it quite easy. Okay, so similar to deadlift, I also kind of want to PR my bench because right now it's 115 and I want to get to 120 because it just sounds a lot cooler, which is why I also did the singles, like one set of singles. For bench, I'm doing 3 sets of 4 instead of 3 sets of 3 because bench, I can take more volume on bench than deadlift, so why not just throw an extra rep in? Similar to deadlift, I'll get rid of 1 set of 4s every week so I can peak for week 4, which is also when I'm going to PR my bench. And similarly, the singles weight for the bench is also going to go up. So pause deadlifts, I used to pause right below the knee. Back then, I used it to hit 220, sorry. You can see my YouTube short for that. Then sometime after that, I don't remember when or why, but I switched to pausing right off the floor. And honestly, I don't think pausing right off the floor really works that well for me. I don't think I've improved my deadlift by much because of it. So, which is why maybe I'm gonna switch back to pausing below the knee. Yeah, but I'm sure whatever reasoning I had last time, I'm sure I thought it through, but I guess I just thought wrong because it's not correct. Anyway, that's it for the deadlift program. Let's see if it works.
Alright, so I guess I should talk about why I even decided to start this program. So basically, at the start of the year, I told myself, I was like, my New Year's resolution is basically I want to pull 300 kilos before I turn 20, right? And I'm 19 right now. It's March. I'm 19, so I turn 20 next year. I'm born in January, so next January I turn 20. So I only got like 9 months left to increase my deadlift by 80 kilos. So that's not very likely, right? So I'm pretty off track in terms of reaching my goals. So that's why I came up with this deadlift specialization program because I'm hoping that it will shoot my deadlift to like 260, 250, 260 quickly so that I have more time to hit 300. In the sense like of like since if I can get a head start on making progress, then even if progress slows down, I'm still like ahead of time. Because right now I'm very, very much behind time because I failed 230 like a lot of times. I failed it in the meet. I failed it on the stream, and I failed it one more time, which I didn't bother recording. And the one from the meet, which was like in November, was much better than the times I failed it in training. So something is going on, something is wrong. So hopefully this deadlift program fixes it, and my deadlift at least I'm hoping to at least hit like honestly I'm hoping to at least hit 230 when I test my max, but ideally I hit 240, but I don't think that's likely. So I'm just gonna say my goal for this month is to get to 230. If it works, if I do hit 230, then I might run it again, but run it in the like I mentioned in the training section. I'll probably run it in like a more volume focused orientation. So I'll probably get like 4 sets of 3 on deadlift instead of doing singles, and same thing for the bench, I guess. So yeah, I think that's about it for the reasons. I hope it works. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the review portion of this deadlift program video. So to kick things off, let's just talk about the PR day for deadlifts first. Then we'll talk about the bench. So for deadlifts, my warm-ups weren't great. Like I remember them being pretty heavy as compared to how they are usually. And also like while I was like walking to the gym, I think it was my left hamstring. Like it felt kind of weird. Like there was like a slight twinge in it. So I was honestly kind of worried, and I was prepared to like not even get 5 plates total. But then so 1 plate. So the way I warm up is 5 plate basically. So until 180. So it's like 60, 100, 140, 180, 200. Then I think on that day I did 200, 220, 230. So yeah, so anyway, then 180 and 200, like it flew up. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you guys have already seen it because I think I recorded it. Honestly, I'm recording this like 2 weeks after I actually hit it because I've been really busy with school, so I don't really remember everything. But anyway, so yeah, 180 and 200 flew up like really well, and that gave me a lot of confidence, which I think is why I jumped up to 220 instead of doing 210. Although that could also be to avoid fatigue. I don't really remember. But 220 was quite hard, honestly. Uh, I felt like I had more to give. I definitely could. Even through my 220, I knew I had more, but I wasn't sure if it was 225 or 227 or maybe even 230 or more, right? But 220 on the video also looked pretty like quite quick. I wouldn't say quick, maybe it's like quite smooth, basically. But 220 is actually not the best indicator because in previous experiences, I don't know if you guys watched the stream. In fact, I'm pretty sure you guys didn't watch the stream because nobody watched the stream. Although to be fair, nobody watches this channel at all, so I don't know what point I'm trying to make. But basically, the last time I tried 220, it like flew up really, really easy. And I thought for sure I was gonna get 230, and then I couldn't even budget off the floor. So 220 isn't the best indicator, clearly. Let me hang on. Let me scroll my notes. Yeah, so my hope wasn't that dampened by the fact that 220 was hard. Anyway, I felt my setup for 180 was the best, but that could also just be because the weight is lighter, so I wasn't getting pulled out of position as much. Yeah, so anyway, after that, it was the big attempt, 230 for reals. That one it was hard. Okay, based on the notes that I wrote on the day itself, it said that quote 230 was right about my limit. At best, maybe I could have gotten 232, but definitely not 240. While I agree on the last part, I'm definitely not getting 240. I think watching it back now, I might have gotten 235 if I was willing to borderline kill myself for it. But, given the circumstances of that day, I had to wake up at 7 for school, which ended at 6. And bear in mind, like, the day I did the deadlift was the first time I had to wake up at 7 for about like a month. So I wasn't really used to it yet. And school was also really long that day. And I also wasn't properly hydrated. Maybe if I was at full power, I could have put 240. But like Max Verstappen once said, what did he say? If my mom had balls, she'd be my dad. So who really cares? But overall, the deadlift program worked, right? I got my deadlift up from 225 to 230, which is to go, which was the minimum goal. And I didn't have to kill myself for 230. Like, I didn't like bleed out my nose or pass out or anything. So in future, not right now, but in future, I will probably run it again. But what about my bench? Was what I was doing enough to stimulate new growth? Logically, no, because my intensity stayed the same, and I dropped volume, but I wasn't overtrained before, so it's not like that would prevent any of that. However, during training, I did bench 115, which is my current PR. Yeah, spoilers if I decide to put this in a different part, but because 115, what was I saying? The spoiler is that 120 didn't go well, but during training I benched 115 and it was quite fast. I think my notes say that it was better than when I hit it the first time. Okay, wait, this part. Okay, wait, this part I need. Okay, so since I already matched my previous PR bench, it means that the worst case scenario for this program is that everything else can stay the same, but my deadlift will increase, which is good because again, like I said, that is the intention of this program. Okay, but now let's talk about the bench PR day because so warm ups felt good, but 110 slowed by a lot compared to 100. But because of 220, the way 220 moved and the way 220 felt and the way 230 moved, I was like, fuck it, you know. Plus, I got my friend to spot, so I was like, fuck it, let's just try 120, right? So that's what I did. And like I alluded to before, I did fail the rep. And can I just say, I mean, he's still my friend and anything. I don't hate him or anything. But holy shit, bro is so fucking bad at spotting. Like, why did bro was like top bottom two spotters I've ever had. This is why I don't bench with a spotter most of the time. Because you just can't like trust someone to be a good spotter. Right? So like why did bro use one hand? I'm not sure if you can hear it in video, but after I like looking crashed down and I was like, what the fuck are you doing with the one hand, man? You are not nonchalant. Anyway, if you watch the video, I did get it off my chest, but then it stalled out like crazy. So maybe I should create a tricep specialization program eventually. But what does this say in the notes? Okay, to be honest, as soon as like I started lowering the weight, I was like, this shit is not coming back up. As I was like lowering, I was like, yeah, I'm failing this rep. Honestly, I should have just tried 120 the week that 115, where 115 felt good. That shot is so loud. But yeah, I should have tried it that week that 115 felt good because maybe I would have actually gotten it. But then again, squat, if you guys watched, which nobody watched, the squat video about 180 and also 230, because again, going back to the deadlift stream, I went off program for both the 180 squat and the deadlift stream, and both times I failed. So I guess I learned to stick to the program, but I guess if it's the program's fault, which it is this time, then sticking to it won't lead to new growth because the program that you're sticking to is flawed in concept. So yeah, overall that's the deadlift program. Again, the long story short, it works for deadlift, and my bench and squat probably won't go down by doing this. However, right now as I'm recording this, I've started a new program that is not a continuation of this deadlift program. Actually, it's a bench version uh, because because my bench didn't go well, so I'm creating a bench specialization program. Should I maybe include some more tricep work in that? Probably, but actually, I probably should do that. I'll go change that like right now, like once I get home. More tricep work, or at least like tricep dominant chest work. But anyway, this program, deadlift specialization program, works well. I'll leave it in the description if anyone wants it, but then again, no one watches it, so who the fuck cares? Thanks for watching, although no one's here. Yes, see you guys in the next video, which I don't know what it's going to be yet because I don't think I'm going to bother recording the bench program since I'm very busy with school. Forgot to say this, but thanks for watching. Although, you know, no one's going to hear it because no one watches this channel.